they know there are gay footballers. Harry Hotspur says he doesn't give a damn. And more to the point, I don't understand what this has to do with football. It's got nothing to do with football. The Sun are peddling tittle-tattle, designed to torment and titillate their readership, because of all their faults, they know their demographic, and they know the demographic on what used to be called the terraces. We live in very tough, politically correct times. I say tough because if you're a virtue signalling lefty snowflake, lib-lab, whatever you are, then you've probably never had it quite so good. Every day for you would be a new delight. I'm offended. You're a homophobe. You're a racist. Misogynist. Lots of shouting, lots of finger pointing, lots of banning, lots of just acting like wet hens, really.
Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love.
So, if all these people clucking and fussing over people's sexuality, over their religious ideals and so forth, if there's nothing there, if it's all just wet hennery, for want of a more invented phrase, then why is there so much of it? Well, the answer's straightforward. These are all secondary problems. You aren't going to cure homophobia or intolerance towards somebody's crackpot religious views. See what I did there? By feeding your message into football stadiums. Just think about it. Who's your audience? Middle-aged white guys, disposable income. So clowns like me, who were brought up watching TV shows that are now not deemed fit to broadcast anymore.
Like him, do you?
Yeah, it's all right. Good for laughing.
Yeah.
What?
He's your new neighbour.
Has the council moved you in next door then?
Oh, yes, yes. I am the new lodger, but I am not allowed to say so. And I must also not beat tom-toms, cook curry or keep chickens under the bed. And I must not sublet wardrobe to Pakistani families.
So let's stay on track here. So what if there were a or several gay footballers playing for Tottenham Hotspur? I genuinely couldn't give a damn. I'm not interested in how many of them are vegan. I'm not interested in how many of them might be Buddhist. Collect classic cars. Like to go clay pigeon shooting. Secretly keep a candy floss machine in their garage. I genuinely don't give a toss. What does grate, what doesn't sit well with me, is when people inflict their own personal joys and miseries on complete strangers. So in some sort of way that we all have to share everything. I don't share everything. I have doors and windows on my home. Twitter degenerated into people sobbing in the street because, you know, Alan Rickman had died or Robin Williams had died. If I wanted to live the existence of a grief junkie, I'd go and live in Liverpool. But people have to share. They have to share everything. That poor kid that was terminally ill in Liverpool, in the old AA hospital. You question the dignity that there was in the mob, the baying mob of thickos outside the hospital, and you're a monster. And football has been plagued by people wanting to inflict their personal lives and their grief into the game. It's got to a point whereby the black armbands are no longer armbands. They're actually just bits of black masking tape, which, if I went to a funeral and I saw somebody wearing black masking tape, I'd be absolutely horrified. And the problem here that fuels it, and again, it's this perpetuation of these secondary issues as being the things that we need to sort of harp on about, is that football is trying to cleanse itself of its own appallingness by embracing these things. It's got nothing to do with football. I've been watching football for my entire adult life, and I can never remember a time when the game was so dogged by people inflicting, by wanting to share, and it's never anything good. It's always AIDS, cancer, it's something horrible. Ah, but the thing I'm missing, you see, this is what they say, is that, you know, this is for awareness. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you are thick, and you are targeting your message at other thick people. Because I know cancer is very bad. I could dig up any number of relatives and use them to illustrate that. So if you've got a message about tolerance or whatever it is, I think you need to take it somewhere else. Not because I don't like it, but it's just interrupting something, and it has no relevance. And the demographic's wrong. If you want to change the world, you need to target fresh minds. Being tolerant towards somebody's sexuality is as important as air. It should not matter a jot what your work colleague does with his salami, or what your boss gets up to on her weekends. But does any of that have to permeate football? The fact that a player is gay has no bearing upon the game, how he plays. The only diversity I'm interested in is, have we got a guy with a good right foot? We got a guy with a nice left foot? Have we got a guy who can head the ball well? Have we got a goalkeeper whose hands aren't made of recycled crisp packets? I'm not interested in scratching beyond the veneer. I don't care if they're gay, straight or Australian. LGBT flags at what was White Hart Lane before they demolished it. Where are the flags with the Spurs logo on? Where are the flags with the Bill Nick quotes? Where are the banners with, just football orientated stuff? No. Our priority is to shoehorn in little Johnny with his bald head, who's only got a couple of hours to live. To shoehorn in people who are pro-Palestine, to shoehorn in anything that they can slap a message on what they perceive to be as a prime piece of advertising real estate. You want to influence people, you want to spread the message, you want to get across how important many of these things are, then you need to go to schools and you need to go to the universities and you need to catch people while they're impressionable. The Sun, and they won't be alone, but the media need to step away from whether these guys are gay or whatever it is, or bi, because, you know, nobody cares. And what you're actually doing is you're demonising the people in the football grounds, as some of them will be homophobic monsters. But that's the world. And ideally we'll get to a place where the world isn't like that. But we won't get there, for example, with clowns like Sadiq Khan at the head of the queue, who bans an advert because it's got a pretty girl on it, because he doesn't want oversized women or ugly women to fill whatever. And then he's banning fast food because he doesn't want people to you know, get obese. But these are all secondary problems. And until people start looking into the causes of these angsts, then they'll never be solved. So I'm not going to close this by saying I hope that there are gay footballers in the Spurs squad. I presume there are. Good luck to them. Good luck to you. Keep it on.